Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, this game is amazing and you should be excited. Also, I'm live streaming right now playing Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. Make sure to check out my Twitch stream to be able to get these exclusive Twitch drops to customize your weapons even further with these rewards. Thanks to Ubisoft for providing me with access to this game. I have roughly played around 10 hours of the Avatar Frontiers of Pandora game, and this could be one of the best Avatar games yet. I'll be providing all my thoughts I've gained during this time. I'll be discussing gameplay, survival, wildlife, environment, world building, dialogue, missions, activities, and much more. So please refer to the chapters below. So as soon as you launch into the game, you are greeted with the experience of being an avatar, and alongside that, part of the Na'vi, as you go through pretty much what occurs with the Sky People, aka the RDA, and how that relationship and situations, interactions happen around the world around you in the map of Pandora. And that is something to keep in mind in the midst of this game, because that will be a constant theme throughout the whole longevity. So pretty much the similar vibes that you see within an Avatar movie being expressed throughout this video game, and that is great to see, because that's what it should be. It fits into the franchise, and I believe it just happens before Avatar Way of the Water. These are events just before that. So that's like the timeline of where this game is placed into the Avatar franchise. But let's talk about the most compelling elements of the Avatar Frontiers of Pandora game, and that is going to go down to the environments that you are experiencing throughout the world, because that is so much fun. You're exploring 3 regions that are not showcased in any movies within the Avatar franchise, so this will provide you with the experience of exploration through a new region in the Avatar franchise in a game. And it's just really fun to be able to do this and explore those 3 regions, understand what makes them different, what the wildlife is there, and how it all comes together, and how to survive in those regions as well, because there'll be dynamics of survival that changes depending on what is occurring within the world around you. And the reason why this is important, there's an aspect of resource gathering, and this happens through multiple activities in the environment around you. That could be from gathering fruits from a tree, or collecting certain branches, going to certain plants and interacting with them with certain ways. So some of those plants might be dangerous, and that can cause some weird interactions, but they still have a resource that you need in order to get a better item in the future, or build something with a crafting system as well. And the other activity is hunting. You'll be able to hunt certain creatures through certain mechanics, finding their weak spots and doing some damage in order to get a perfect kill, a clean kill, a merciful kill, and get high reward gained through that creature, instead of getting something ruined, aka not getting any rewards that could be useful to your upgrades in the future, being crafting or cooking, whatever it may be. And the one mechanic that we'll be using to help out with this is your Na'vi sensors. This is an ability that a Na'vi does have, where you can use it to find a trail or find an item and inspect it and gain more information about it before gathering it or hunting it. And this will be very useful. Majority of my time was spent just walking around trying to figure out what the hell these plants do, and I'll be spending more time inspecting actual plants on the way instead of actually going to my mission or objective. So these moments can pull you away from the main quest line, but create sense of exploration that could be necessary for your experience when playing this game. And going from there, let's talk about gameplay, because that's what you need to get to these moments where you can actually item gather, gain those resources, or hunt. And in these moments, it can actually get much more intense against RDA facilities, and we'll talk about that as well. That's another activity that you can do. But essentially start off with a bow of some sort, and then you can actually change your gear using Na'vi weapons or using the RDA weapons as well. And certain limitations are placed on each weapon, so whenever you use that weapon, you're going to most likely try to find ammo or craft ammo for that weapon of choice. And there's many choices you can choose from, which changes the dynamic of the gameplay just by a bit. But usually in combat, anytime you can find a weak point, take advantage of it. The weak points will make it much easier within hunting. It rewards you more. In actual situations when you're versing a RDA facility, RDA members everywhere, getting the weak points on the AMP machines are very important, because those mechs that walk around are useless to deal with if you just try to deal with them head on. But shooting those weak points will make sure they get deleted pretty darn quickly. So that's very important within the gameplay. Weak points, use them to your advantage. Even within your own builds, with your customization, you can actually build your build towards that direction where you do more damage to RDA members or wildlife, or in this case, weak point damage. You can increase that as well. This is done through the crafting system within the game, where you have to get certain items, and depending on their rarity and combining with other items, your gear or weapons will have a higher rating. The movement within the game is quite good as well. You can use a sense of verticality through your base movement, through your character, as being a Na'vi only. On foot, you can utilize verticality through trees. You've got a jump ability where if you hold it for longer, you jump further and higher as well. And there's also air dashing as well. You can do one air dash at a certain point with ancestral skill. These are earned through RDA facilities at certain points of the game, pretty much giving you a massive skill point boost and a ancestor skill that can be used throughout the longevity of the game until endgame, which is quite nice to have. and creates that enhanced mobility and movement within the game. And you can slide as well, and in conjunction with all those movement techniques together, you can start moving around pretty quickly on foot. But there's also other opportunities in the future to get other creatures to utilize where you can start to fly around and gather more space that way. There's a fast travel system too. The fast travel is somewhat alright. You will always lose 20% of your energy, so food will replenish that as well. So the negative factor isn't too big. You can actually deal with the 20% offset and then just eat something else when you get low on energy, and that's pretty much it. And the reason why you want your energy to be high, that will automatically heal you in certain engagements. So if you get hit, your energy bar will deplete and health over time will actually activate. At low energy, it won't work at all. And there's another element in the game, that is cooking. You can mix two items together that you can usually eat raw. Now you can mix them together, cook them, and get better values out of them, which then also gives you a special buff of some sort. Maybe it's resistance to certain creatures, wildlife, RDA facility, or boosting your health in some way. So you get that opportunity only through cooking and finding the right recipes. There'll be a lot of mix and matching until you find the right outcomes for what you need. And when it comes down to the missions itself, they have the main quest, then you have the side quest, the written dialogue in this aspect here. The main quest I'm usually listening to and going through and hearing everything that needs to be said, but the side quest aspects kind of feel a bit lackluster, so I just kind of skip through them to enjoy the content that's involved with it and the gameplay aspects. So I'm able to get those rewards in order to level up. And the way you level up in this game is based on all your items that you have in your slots in your actual character. And by doing so, that will represent a level on the top right corner usually, highlighting that each item gear, each weapon has resulted in this level on your character, which then makes it easier to verse those harder missions as well, making you more well equipped and ready for what's ahead of you. And you'll be interacting with the world quite a lot, as there'll be certain factors in the game we need to build clan favor, go to certain contributions within the clans of the Na'vi. There's a couple clans within each region, and finding what is on offer is very important because some items are hard to gain, and by using these other systems in place, it might make it quite easy for you to get one that way instead. And a pro tip will be to use your Na'vi sensors in conjunction with your Hunter's Guide and map. A Hunter's Guide is essential whenever you scanned earlier through your Na'vi sensors will be represented there as well. And then you can go to the Hunter Guide itself, pin an item of what you're trying to look for, and you'll be able to find more of those throughout the map and also through your sensors as well, highlighting those items much more. And that's kind of a great system in place, making it easier to find those items that you need to build whatever you want. So make sure to use that Hunter Guide as much as possible when it's crucial. And you can even read in the Hunter's Guide and find out what biomes are accessible for those items as well, and then represent that on your map and do the cross-referencing that's necessary in order to get the item that you need. Also, one more thing in the game that does happen is that there's a sense of pollution, and this pollution is done by RDA facilities, and this gets kind of interesting because the wildlife and the environment around you has been polluted and everything's been affected. So even trying to hunt or gain items in that zone is really bad, giving you the authority to actually try and make a difference there and make a change by going to those RDA facilities and conquering them in order to make the world around you thrive again, making it a better place for item gathering. And as you can see, I'm very invested in this game already, roughly around 10 hours, and I'm enjoying the experience, and I'm having a fun time discovering and exploring the world around me in this game. And I'll continue to do so, so make sure to visit our live stream right now on Twitch with our Twitch drops active on the channel, so make sure to go there, get your rewards, have a fun time, ask some questions if you want to about the gameplay and the experience, or if you have any other thoughts about the game, I'd love to know as well in the comment section down below. And as always, mates, it's been a pleasure, and I'll catch you mates next time. Bye bye.